one show late night, nothing but illustrious guests. Mero, who is in the Zoom room with us?
Oh, just Hollywood royalty, you know what I'm saying? Vaunted thespian, the one and only, ladies and gentlemen, Sandra Bullock, you know what I'm saying? Our girl Sandy's in the building.
Our girl Sandy.
Let's go, you know what I'm saying? Let's get it.
Well, that's our old school homie. We go way back in the day, so we call her Sandy. Sandy, how's it going?
What's going on?
But you don't say old school to a woman over a certain age.
No, it means nah. From the Bronx, that means old school. Like, yo, you down?
No, I was making a joke.
All right, we let you go.
Starting out of the
That's
gate.
Sandy.
So
That's Sandy. She always joking.
So sorry.
She always joking. Oh.
Always.
How's it going?
It's going. How are you guys doing?
Like, we're sitting here talking to Sandra Bullock. Like, it doesn't get much better than this.
Well, give it a minute.
Okay.
Let me talk to you for a bit and then see if you still feel that way.
Okay. All right. I don't think we won't. But since we got you here, listen, you've been in so many iconic films, so many roles that people just forever will remember. But my favorite latest project you've done was Bird Box, and that was just, like.
It was surprising, right? Like who would have thought that would have struck a chord? Who would have thought? Not in a million years.
It was such an experience because it was a kind of thing, kind of like a word of mouth thing where everyone was telling everyone else to watch it. And is it still the most streamed movie on Netflix?
For the ladies.
For the ladies.
All my ladies, you know what I'm
We
saying?
take it, all the ladies.
I know that's right, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we need our category. I mean, it's like it's a nice thing to be in that category, you know, for a film where you couldn't see the monster. But
True.
Look, you're right.
It actually worked.
But you're right. It was word of mouth. It was the viewers of Netflix creating the memes, creating the social awareness, all that stuff. If it wasn't for them, we would not have a film.
Speaking about the memes and all the social media stuff, like how aware are you of that stuff? Like, are you more like
I am so unaware. I would rather people bring it to my attention because I don't want to go down the rabbit hole and be depressed.
Right.
So I'm better living under a rock and letting other people bring stuff to my attention. But when it started rolling in, it was a little overwhelming. It was hilarious. Like my favorite was the father who ran his two kids into the wall. I'm not saying that that's funny.
Right. It was funny.
It was funny. We can say that. It was funny.
Come on, kid. Oh.
It was kind of funny, but it was like that they were all game to do that. I was like, what is happening? It was pretty amazing. I've never been a part of anything like that ever. I don't think it'll ever happen again.
Your new movie, The Unforgivable.
Bang!
Your new movie drops December 10th on Netflix.
It does.
In your movie, your character is out of jail. It's a redemption story. But it's like, that's something similar to us because we're from the Bronx. We have a lot of friends that, they get out of jail, and it's about when you come out of jail, how society views you.
Stigmatizes you.
They're trying to get a job. You have a felony, and you have to explain it and all that. How was that, when you read the script and you saw that, is that what drew you to the script?
A lot of things drew. It was sort of, first thing that drew me was sort of the familial side of what does it mean to be a parent? An egg and a sperm does not a mother or a father make. And who are those people who sacrifice for their families every single day of the week, yet no one makes movies about them? And it is 80% of our population, that don't have the resources, that are born into poverty, that born into a system that just doesn't see them to begin with. And then I went on the journey of meeting women who were still incarcerated, meeting women who were incarcerated and getting out after long periods of time, meeting women who had just been released after a year, after 5 years. And the more you learn, the more you realize you're representing a lot of people's journeys with a story like this that have been born into those circumstances. The reintegration into society after having been inside for so long, the sounds, the inability to understand how technology works. They hand you $40 when you leave and go, we expect you to get a phone. We want you to call us every week. How do you function?
Right.
How?
What?
And women, I learned, do not have the same support group as men.
Yeah.
Women lose their support group within the first 3 or 4 months of being incarcerated because a woman is not supposed to be angry, is not supposed to cause an act of violence, of anger and rage. We're supposed to stuff it and just deal with it. Versus men who are incarcerated, it's not okay, but it's an anger, it's an emotion that is more acceptable for men. So just by the nature of their feelings and their emotions, whether it's in defense or what they lose their entire support system. So I went into it for one reason. What I learned coming out of it, you can't unsee and you cannot not represent truthfully the stories you've heard. So I have felt like I had a big responsibility of some extraordinary human beings that I got to meet in representing their journey authentically from the beginning, which the beginning is from their circumstances that they were born into. You know?
So we know Sandy, the actress, you know what I'm saying? Is there any plans to kind of put that into like, write something, produce something, direct something?
I have no talent to direct. You know, I have absolutely no talent to direct. Plus, I was like, I know my limitations, but I also want to go home to my kids. I want to be home with my kids.
Right.
You know?
But talking about your son, you said in a recent interview you like being the uncool mom?
Well, it's not that I like it. It's just that I am it. Mom is just mom. I don't really want to be the friend. I want to be the one that hopefully guides and helps and does the right series of restrictions and boundaries and influencing that when he leaves out the front door, that I know that I can't always protect him, but what's in his soul and in his brain, I did my best, you know? So, and that's not always going to be the thing that's liked by the kids, but you know, having a son and a Black son, I want to make sure that everything that I do is representative of what he needs to know about and what he deserves to understand, while also knowing that under our roof, he will not be no one will protect him more than I will, but I also know what happens the minute he sets out the door. So hard conversations are had at a really young age. As a mom, as a parent, you want to be with them every single step of the way. And I'm going to try really hard, but I don't shy away from them seeing what's happening in the world, because I don't want to have not prepared them. Everything is represented at home.
Gotcha.
Everything.
Is there anything they ever see that they ask you about that you're not sure how to explain to them?
This is a funny one. So like I let them see everything, and then I realized I was going to have the talk with Lou, you know, the talk, because I started hearing that there were some discussions on the playground in elementary school that just things didn't add up, and I wanted him to have the correct information. So I was talking about, and I said, we're going to have a discussion tonight. I heard that you guys are talking about sex. And he just froze over, and I said, well, let's just discuss. And so I realized he was getting really inaccurate information. And I said, you know, that's not really how it works. I just want you to have the facts. So, you know, and then we'll get more in detail as you get older and it's appropriate. And he goes, so when will it be appropriate? Like when I'm 8? I said, no, probably a little later. He goes, when I'm 9? I said, yeah, 9 is good. And then we got to 9, and I said, we're going to have it again. And I said, you know, you're going to the sex and all these great feelings, but you know, there's the appropriate time and being protective of your body and someone else's body. He goes, well, I'm not going to do sex. And I go, I know you think that now, but that's later on. He goes, no.
Wait a couple years.
But then he goes, that Harvey man did sex and that was not good. And I go, who is Harvey?
Oh, wow.
He met Harvey Weinstein on television. So here I was realizing I might have shown him a little too much. And I had to start from scratch. I had to explain some stuff. But you know, it's a delicate balance.
Mom challenge. You ready?
Big time.
You come in
yes.
the door. It's 2 years from now, because I know he's young now. You come in the door.
3 years from now.
3
Okay.
years from now. You come in the door. Smells like pine cones in here a little bit.
The Christmas potpourri?
The Christmas
or no?
potpourri. It might be the Christmas
Yes.
potpourri, but you see Lou, and Lou's sitting there playing games, and he's like eating a lot of Totino's pizza rolls. You know what I'm saying?
Got it.
You know what I mean?
I see exactly where you're going with
Yeah.
that. I see exactly where you're going
He's
with
like,
that.
well,
Lou
what's up, man?
hates smoking. He hates people smoking. He has asthma. Hates people smoking. And I said, but one day you're probably gonna want to try something, you know. And there's a part, he goes, I'm never gonna try it. Never gonna try it. I said, you're probably gonna try something. Never gonna try it. I said, well, just do me a favor. When your friends bring it around, I want you to bring it to me first. I'm gonna have somebody make sure it's clean and it's not laced with anything. We're gonna have a big discussion. Once I've certified that it's clean, I'm going to talk to the other parents and going, are we all ready to let them try this in the safety of our home? Who's going to cook and who's going to bake the munchies? What's the appropriate age? I want to make sure that you are as knowledgeable about these things, that you understand. I say that to you guys now. I don't know what's going to happen at 14, you know, but right now Lou hates smoking. Lila, on the other hand, she's going to be lighting up behind, like, I know her. It's like, but I want to make sure that when they do try it, that I've given them all the information so that they're safe. I don't ever want anything to happen to them because I was too afraid to have the conversation. So I don't want to be naive and think everything is going to be angelic. No one's going to touch anything. You know, I did stuff. So I just want to have done the right amount of mom stuff and then enough information of Sandy at their age so that I can show them that I'm not a saint. I mess up. I say I'm sorry all the time. I just hope I strike the right balance.
Gotcha.
Shout out to you for owning your momness, because a lot of people try to be like the cool parent and like, you know, try to like kind of toe that line and be like, yo, and it doesn't always work out. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you got to be like, listen, bro, this is what it is. This is reality.
Yeah, and it's hard. It's hard when you're looked at as the least loved person in the room because you said no and it's not going to work. And I've asked you a million times and you need to listen to me. And, you know, and like, they'll do stuff that you want to laugh. Like I'm laughing on the inside, but I have to, like, I got to toe the line and then I can leave the room and I can laugh later on. But look, I was blessed with extraordinary souls and spirits in two little people's bodies. So I love being around. There's no one I'd rather be around. And all I do is, as you can see, is talk about my kids, which is boring and no one wants to listen to. So
listen, I got 4. I talk about it all the time. He's like, yo, shut up, bro. Like I've heard enough.
I know. I am that person. Yeah, you become that person that no one wants to hang out with. So I am.
So speaking of that,
uninteresting.
is that like, do you choose your projects now? Because like your IMDb list is like 80,000 miles long. So are you, you're very choosy with your projects, it seems like. You know what I mean? Is that a function of I want to be home more? I want to be around my kids more?
Since I had kids, yeah. I mean, before them, I was like, I had no life. So I just did anything that was sent my way.
Oh, nice.
Because I was just a working actor, happy to have
Roles,
jobs.
yeah.
And I wasn't really selective. I was just really grateful. And so I would just take and work. And that's really all the life I had. But the second you have kids, you know, I'm not of service to the film when I'm working on a film and all I want to do is be home and I miss them.
Right.
And I'm not of service to my kids if I feel like I haven't turned over every stone. But I had already turned over every stone by the time I had my children. So I didn't have anything else to prove once the babies came into my life. So I've been lucky to be choosy. They're all chosen around their schedule and where they can be with me and where I can be a mom on the week. I don't work 6 days. I work 5 days. My kids are, you know, the priority. If something happens with them, I'm gone. So I'm lucky in that I found some work that allows me to be just the mom that they deserve, you know?
Damn. So this means that like our elevator pitch for Miss Congeniality reboot is like.
Yeah. Do we really need one? We tried it. We tried it.
Do we not need one?
We do not need one.
Okay.
We do not need one.
Okay.
I think number 1, we should have just like number 1 was great. Number 2, the joy of number 2 was Regina. You know, but Regina and I were in the middle of it going, what's the tone?
Right.
What are we doing?
But was the check nice?
Yeah.
The check was
The
nice?
check was very nice.
All right, that's what we want to hear.
Very nice.
That's what we want to hear.
Very nice.
Well, listen, Sandy, this has been a fun interview. I mean, no big deal for us because we've known you forever, you know.
You know what I'm saying?
We go so way
We
back.
go so way back,
Yeah.
back. But listen, thank you for taking time out of, I'm sure, your busy
Thank
day.
you for having me.
For being on our
Thank you
show.
for having me.
And everyone that comes on our show is an illustrious guest, and every illustrious guest gets a neon sign. Sandy, what would you like your neon sign to say?
I would like my neon sign to say, have mama check it first.
Hey, that's a good one. That is a good one. Ladies and gentlemen, Sandra Bullock,
Thank
aka Sandy in the house.
Thank you guys so much.
Yo, welcome to the DESUS MERO YouTube channel.
That's right, you know what I'm saying? Like, subscribe, you know what I mean?
That's right, we got a lot of digital content in here to keep you up in between our shows. So be sure to like, subscribe, and, you know, click watch another video. We out.
Hit all the buttons. Watch mad videos.